Hello, how you doing? Welcome back to some more Football Manager 2023 and another part of the Journeyman with Leeds United. Today we've got the season finale of Season 9, is it? Season 9 or Season 10, I think this might be, in fact. So yeah, really looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are too. Give it a big thumbs up if you are enjoying. And yeah, we've got two matches today, one against Wolves and one against Everton away from home, as we're looking to secure third in the league. It could have been so much more. More on that in a second, but yeah, you know, it has been a fabulous season once again with Leeds, but you do feel like potentially, while our stock is high, maybe we need to start casting our eyes elsewhere. Had the start of this season went a little bit worse, we could have found ourselves out of a job before it turned around by the end of the season. I mean, I'm very, very positive about the players that we've got, the team that we've built here at Leeds, but it does feel like at some point something will snap and we will stop getting the results, basically. But we'll keep enjoying it for now. We should be in the Champions League. It would be amazing to finish third for the second consecutive season with this squad. You know, I don't think this squad have any business of finishing third, really, from where we inherited them. But yeah, let's have a little look at how we've got on since the last episode, which was, of course, the 5-3 defeat to Newcastle United. We went on to beat Tottenham 2-0, Francisco Jorge and Johnny Ballesteros scoring there. We then beat Middlesbrough away from home 2-0, Peter Murray and Jorge on the score sheet. We then beat Burnley 4-0 at home, Vitinha, Mbete, Navarro and Murray scoring. We then went down 3-2 to Manchester United. It was a difficult day, really. We could have perhaps equalised close to the end, but that brought to an end our winning streak. It would have been nice to come out of that with a point, but we bounced back in the best possible fashion, beating West Ham 5-0. Peter Murray, Johnny Ballesteros getting 2, Nunez and Mbete scoring in that one, and then we beat Leicester City 6-2 at home. Jorge, Peter Murray, Nunez and Ballesteros getting a goal. Peter Murray got a hat-trick in that match. And then one of the most crazy football matches that I've ever had in Football Manager. We lost 5-4 to Liverpool, who are top of the league. If we'd won that match, which we very much should have, then we'd have been going into today's episode with a possible title decider on the line. We had 4 disallowed goals in this match. We went 1-0 up through a Casadei penalty. Johnny Ballesteros then had a disallowed goal after 11 minutes to put us 2-0 up. Harvey Elliott then equalised for Liverpool, brought it back to 1-0. Peter Murray had a goal ruled out. And then we went 4-1 up by half-time with Ballesteros and Aronson getting 2 there. Then Liverpool scored 1 just before the break to make it 4-2. Peter Murray had 1 disallowed just before the break. And at this point, we'd have the ball in the back of the net 7 times. It could have been 7-2 at half-time. Then Johnny Ballesteros had another one ruled out in the second half. Could have been 8-2 at that point, before Liverpool went on a little run of 3 goals in the last 25 minutes or so and put us down 5-4. And it was one of those where I was just completely devastated that we lost that match, because had we won it, we'd have been on 77 points with a decent goal difference. Liverpool would have been on 80 with a worse goal difference. And we'd have been 3 points behind, 6 points to play for, and we would have potentially been in there with a great chance. But as it happens, we're fighting Chelsea for 3rd and 4th in the league. We should finish 3rd, I think, with the games we've got left. I do believe that we can do that. Nothing to solve down the bottom of the table, as Middlesbrough, Burnley and Stoke are going down this season. Peter Murray has recovered to 3rd in the goals tally in the Golden Boot race. He's only played 19 starts, scored 20 times. Very, very good from him. Vitinha's there in 6th as well. Nat Wallbank in 10th, and you've got to be happy with that. But Erling Haaland, 52 goals in the Premier League this season. It is quite ridiculous. His last 3 years, 29 that season, 30 last year, and now 52 this year. He's getting better and better as time goes on. He scored 70 goals in all competitions this year. Wow, what a player he is, and definitely one that will go down in the record books. I don't think anybody will ever beat that. 52 goals, 16 player of the matches. And to be honest, Man City might not win the Premier League, so I don't really know how they've managed to mess that up. If you look at how many matches they've won, Erling Haaland has scored in pretty much all of them. But again, they had a ropey start to the season, conceding a lot of goals. A little bit like us, but it's definitely interesting to see how many goals he has scored. Quick look at squad performances before we get into today's match. Peter Murray on 23 from 26 starts, 22 for Nat Wallbank and 17 for Vitinha, 10 each for Ballesteros and Navarro. Top assists is 19 for Jorge, 17 for Navarro, 9 for Mizogen as well, 7 for Wallbank. Top average rating is Johnny Ballesteros with a 7.39. Nat Wallbank's up there, Casadai's up there. Everybody seems to be performing well this year, which is great to see. So then, let's get into the match against Wolves and see what team we're going to put out there. So Lunin will start in goal with Pilbeam, Mbete, Tiata and Mizogen in defence. We've then got Casadai and Kone as our defensive midfielders, with Navarro and Jorge supporting Murray and Ballesteros up top. So here we go then. Massive 3 points on offer against Wolves here at home. Final home game of the season, and I do expect us to secure our qualification for the Champions League today and finish third, which will definitely get us through to the group phase, or the league phase as it's called. So let's see how we get on. I mean, we have been playing very, very well. We played terrifically against Liverpool, but I just think unlucky. I think we were possibly deflated by how many disallowed goals we had in that match. It was pretty ridiculous in the end. 4. I've never had 4 disallowed goals. We had the ball in the net 8 times and lost 5-4. It's just a cruel, cruel game sometimes, and that's the way it is. And yeah, hopefully we can bounce back from that today. Obviously not in the title race anymore, but we can hopefully go out there and get 3 points here. Edgar Navarro, and what a start to this match. That was just a brilliant move, and Peter Murray with the assist there. And that was just a fabulous finish from Edgar Navarro. He really has become the ultimate right winger in this system, and Peter Murray with a lovely ball through. And, well, that is just a fabulous finish, isn't it, from Edgar Navarro? And after 6 minutes, 1-0 up. That's exactly what you want. And, you know, look at our goal difference. We are definitely a top team now. Here's Ballesteros, nearly had a chance to get in there, but it is cleared. Now here's Tiata, and pushing forward again. Good ball over the top towards Navarro. Oh my goodness, that was a terrific shot. If that goes in, that becomes goal of the season instantly. That was ridiculous. He controlled it so well, and then almost a scissor kick. Hit off the bar though. Mizogen to Jorge. Here's Casadai into Ballesteros, who's gone down, and it is a penalty, Jeff. It definitely is a penalty, Jeff, this time. And who is going to step up and take it? That's going to be the question here. I think it'll be Casadai. He's took quite a lot of penalties. Can he make it 2-0 here? As we look behind the goal, Casadai steps up, and it does go in. It was a weak penalty, but it does go in, and that's his 5th goal of the season. Very well played. And fingers crossed, Chelsea don't win their match, and we can just assume we're going to finish third, because Everton are a good side. Playing them on the last day of the season. Look at Wolves. Look how they're set up. That is virtually a back 8. Here's Ballesteros, gets it to Mizogen, to Casadai now, finds the ball through, and Ballesteros puts it into the back of the net. Had it been Jorge, I think that would have counted, but I think Ballesteros surely was offside there. He was a long way behind the defence there. Yeah, disallowed this time. Let's have a little look. Yeah, I think Jorge was definitely onside. But, ooh, that was close, wasn't it? But, yeah, Jorge should have really took the shot on. But I tell you what, Johnny Ballesteros, what was he, a 1.6 million signing? He looks absolutely brilliant. And he will be an absolute beast in the next few years, as I think Nat Wallbank will be. We have brought in Vitinha and Aronson for an extra 2 years. I know that's, not necessarily the best business in the world in terms of the quality of players that they are, but they are team leaders, and I don't want to lose that influence on the dressing room yet. They're both players that can perform at a high level, and I mean, Ballesteros is just ridiculous. Look at that. That is just brilliant finishing, and this time I think he was onside. Yes, he was onside this time. So third goal for us today, 11th of the season for Johnny, who only came in January, and, well, I think he's only 18 years old as well, to be fair. 19. He's 19 now. Here's Jorge into the middle. Header from Mbede, 4-0, just before the halftime whistle. And yeah, we are going to be taking some momentum into next season, which is what we want to see, really. I mean, if the right job offer was to come up, an absolute top-class club like Liverpool or Man City, Man United, Arsenal, those are the sort of teams that I'm thinking of as we might turn our head against Leeds. But with the quality of the squad that we've got and the momentum we're going to be taking into next season, and the average age of the squad as well really does help. Well, surely we've got to try and finish our project here, haven't we? And try and get Leeds to win their first title since '92. And wow, Edgar Navarro has just floated through there and stuck it into the top corner. This is just ridiculous. I don't think I've ever had a team play this well. And my Newcastle side last year that we built from the ground up was very, very good. But this is something else. It really is. Just the high levels of performance from everyone. It's not just, a select few players. I suppose what we're missing is that Giovanni Reina figure of just constant assists. And, well, Ballesteros has scored again. 12th goal of the season for him. He could have had a hat-trick if he'd just stayed onside before. And, I mean, Casadei is just pulling the strings. That is just another beautiful ball over the top. Navarro with the assist. And, I mean, a 3.5 XG. It's not often you see that, is it? Navarro is on a perfect 10. He is something special. We're going to bring Nunez on, though. We're going to take Peter Murray off as well. We're going to put Nat Wallbank on, try and get him a goal. Casadei can come off for Mayano. And all of a sudden, I think we'll see how important those players are. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put... Oops, certainly not Malman in goal. We'll put Malman on the right-hand side. And we'll keep Pilbeam on. Okay, we can keep Pilbeam on and put Santos there. Yeah, that's fine. We don't need to put Malman on. Malman could be one that's going in the summer. I expected a bit more from him. I think potentially if we'd played him more, he'd have grown into a Jorge. Like, once he'd adapted to our style. He's just become an absolute beast on the football pitch. But I suppose we'll never know. Cross in, Vandenberg, and it's wide. It would be nice to get Lunin another clean sheet. He hasn't had quite as good a season as last year. Obviously had a good spell out injured, but he's just so commanding in that penalty area. And I've never seen a keeper on this game so much come out to corners and grab it. I've not seen that so much with goalkeepers in Football Manager. But he has been brilliant, and what a final performance of the season for us. That was terrific. 6-0 is the final score. Wow. And I think I think that might be enough. Can we beat Everton is the big sting in the tail. We've qualified for the Europa League at the very least. Let's have a look for the Champions League. So it's the final is PSG versus Man United. Liverpool got to the semi-finals. I think we will be the best performing nation in the Champions League, I believe. So I think we will get a 5th spot, if I'm right in thinking that, compared to last season. I do want to continue on to see if Chelsea win their match. Chelsea were 1-1, so yeah, it's not over yet. We still need to get a draw at the very least against Everton, but it's looking good for a second consecutive third place finish, which I think is awesome. We could still finish above Man City if they were to lose all 3 of their matches, but that's probably not going to happen now. Okay, a couple of changes for this match then. We've put Nunez on the left-hand side and Thiago Santos can go back in a right-back position. But, I mean, it's very, very tough, isn't it? Holgate, 20 assists and 5 goals this season. But I did want to switch it up a little bit because I've noticed this year, if you pick an unchanged side, FM usually punishes you. So I'm trying to trick the system by putting in a couple of trusted deputies into those positions. And we'll see how it goes. Everton, Danny Cowley's their manager, by the way, and what I find is really funny is that Nicky Cowley is his assistant manager. So wherever they go, or wherever Danny Cowley goes in Football Manager, Nicky Cowley follows, which I think is just brilliant. Brilliant coding. It must be hard coded in. That is the way it goes. But Everton playing in a very similar fashion to us, a 4-2-4. They've had a very good season themselves, so I'm expecting a tough challenge here, actually. And we will see how that goes. Everton are currently 7th. They're fighting to try and usurp Man United. It's probably not going to happen unless they have a big victory here today and Manchester United have a big loss at Crystal Palace. But we'll see. Liverpool have won their games in hand, as of Manchester City. So we're in it for 3rd now, for the 2nd consecutive year. This feels like I was going to say this feels like a free kick goal coming up, and it was. Pinyev has scored a brilliant free kick there. I'd like to see it from behind, how much that curled, because Lunin seemed absolutely beaten, out for the count with that one. But here we go again. Here's Mbete. Mbete with a little chance. What's he going to do with it? Gets it to Casadei. Now here's Mbete again to Tiana. We're not going to panic too much. That's a good ball through, and it's Johnny Ballesteros who puts it into the back of the net. Referee has blown. I don't think he was offside. No. So Johnny Ballesteros, he's very much a player that sits on that last man. 50% of the time he gets it into the back of the net, it's going to be offside. 50% of the time, it's going to be a goal. And I just absolutely love him as a striker. He has just been awesome. And that's why I've been preferring him to the likes of Vitinha. Alvaro's not getting much of a look in. Obviously, Nat Wallbank has been brilliant this season, but Ballesteros is the one that I'm putting in there. I feel like he is the one that I'm guaranteed he's going to stick it into the back of the net in a match. And yeah, I mean, he has been absolutely brilliant. Here come Everton again, though. Here's Patterson with the throw. Gets it to Diogo Jota, I assume that is. And, well, he must be pretty old now. Here's Sole. Gets it forward to Panyev. Oof, just wide. He looks a dangerous player, doesn't he? Should we get another one? Diogo Jota, 35 and still playing at a high standard for Everton. Of course, used to play for Liverpool as well, so that's an interesting career choice from him. But let's get ourselves into half-time. Looks like Peter Murray's not having much of a game today. Let's give everybody an inspiring team talk. Yeah, Peter Murray not doing that well. So let's give Nat Wallbank another run out. Nunes not playing that well. Jorge is going to come on, and Cornet is going to come off for Archie Gray. And we'll keep it like that, I think. Right, here we go then. Into the second half, 3 changes at half time. We can afford to do that. Here's Jorge with the corner, whips it in. Headed away by Sole, but Navarro wins it back. And here he is now. Edgar Navarro on the right-hand side. Still going. Whips it in. Ballesteros is there. Now here's Mizogen. Mizogen back in to Archie Gray now. Gray. Oh, what a ball. And Navarro. Oh, he was offside anyway. But that was a huge opportunity. But not to be. Now then. The draw would be enough, but it would be so nice to break 80 points this season. Looks like Liverpool are actually losing. They're losing to Chelsea at the moment. And Man City, I think, are losing as well. Or have lost. Yeah, Man City must have played already. Right, what we're going to do. Mizogen's going to come off for Pilbeam. I kind of want to bring Vitinha on, but who for? Yeah, maybe just keep it like that for now. We'll see if we can do anything in these final 20 minutes. Here's Pilbeam with the throw. Gets it to Gray. Now Pilbeam whips it in. Great cross, but nowhere near. Here's Casadei. Casadei on the ball. Forward to Navarro. Here's Mbete now. Mbete to Thiago Santos. To Casadei. Mbete, that's forward. Casadei, Santos, we're piling the pressure on Everton here. Long highlights, usually ending goals. Gray, here's Wallbank with a great chance, and Nat Wallbank gets a goal. 23rd goal of the season for him. And a nice way to end off the season for Nat Wallbank, who has been a massive breakthrough this season for us. And lovely to see him on the score sheet. And, I think all of our strikers have played their part. Alvaro has as well. He's not played that many matches. Perhaps he should go out on loan next season. That's something to think about. Here's Edgar Navarro now. Whips it in towards Ballesteros and that. It nearly went in. It nearly bounced in after a big kerfuffle there. Didn't quite happen though. Here's Piniev. Whips it into the middle. Over the bar it goes. But Everton looking dangerous, and I think they'll be a force to be reckoned with again next year. And lovely to see them back at their best. Of course, they were down in the Championship when we were at Pompey. So, I'm very, very happy that they're back in the Premier League and back where they should be in the top half of the Premier League as well. Here's Lunin. Great chance for him to boot it downfield, and that's exactly what he does. We've got 5 minutes to go, but Everton are coming back at us again. And what did I say about long highlights? But Mbete cuts it out. Here's Jorge. Now we're on the counter-attack, and it's Johnny Ballesteros in the 18-yard box, and he's just not going to miss from there. Oh, this Leeds side is coming together rather nicely, isn't it? Oh my goodness. It is coming together rather nicely. The real problem that we have this summer is it's World Cup year, which means it's not World Cup year actually, it's Euros year, which means there'll probably be some big international jobs going over the summer. I can imagine that maybe a Klopp or a Guardiola is going to be attracted to one of those jobs. Potentially if the England job comes up, we may well be their first choice. That looked offside to me. That very much looked offside. It might not be. We'll see. And Everton may well have a squeak of a chance of getting back in, and it was actually onside. Let's have a look at this again. I'm intrigued. Oh, he was onside. But now we've got another highlight almost immediately from the kickoff. This is not what we want to see. We don't want to give away this lead on the last day of the season. What a run by Pilbeam, though, down this left-hand side into Jorge. This could well be 4-2. Navarro, ooh, it nearly went in. Ballesteros was offside. Don't know why that had anything to do with it, but Everton are off and running again. We've got 20 seconds left in this match. What's Pilbeam doing? What are you doing, son? Yeah, it was clumsy. I thought he might have been on a yellow card and getting sent off, which we don't want to carry any suspensions through. Header, and it's a good save by Lunin. And I think that is going to be a lot for season 10 of the Journeyman. Go on, Lunin. Boot it downfield. That's exactly what he does. Come on, full-time whistle, ref. Navarro forwards. And there it is, full-time. 3 points in the bag. 2 goals for Johnny Ballesteros. 1 for Nat Wallbank. And what else can I say? That was just brilliant from us there. And what a season. What a season. Now, yes, we do qualify for the Champions League, which is awesome. I want to look at our budgets. That's going to be interesting in a minute. Wow. So 24.5 million. That's less than actually what we had in our transfer budget just then. They have given us a little bit of wage budget to play with, though, about 150 grand. So we could go and get a free player, a player on a free transfer. That is something we could look into. But again, it's going to be a summer of trying to sell before we buy. And that's always a really tough thing to do. I think Marco Rose may well just survive because they've finished 5th in the league this season, but Arsenal were the dominant force a few years ago. But you look at their squad and, there's quite a few old players in there. Neves, Ben White is in there. Gabriel is still there. Aaron Ramsdale's in there. Martin Odegaard is 33. Smith Rowe is 31. Saka's 30 now. That's looking like a very old team to be competing at the top end of the Premier League. You compare that to us, and you look at our average age, and most of our best players. I mean, Johnny Ballesteros is our youngest player. Archie Gray, 26. Cassadai's in there. Arthur Tiata's in there. Lunin, our goalkeeper. Mbete, 28. A few of our good players are up here, but most of the guys are down here, 25 and under. So that is a real exciting looking team, especially when you look at the likes of Mizogen, you look at the likes of Jorge, Navarro, Peter Murray, Pilbeam is only 24. And then you look down here and you see Wallbank, Mayano, Ballesteros. I mean, surely he's a wonder kid. Surely he's a wonder kid, all right. And I think it was, 1.8 million? Bargain of the season, 10 goals in 6 starts. He could be a Haaland contender for next season. He really could be. A full season under his belt. Maybe 2 or 3 years down the line, he is going to be somebody that is competing right up here for the Golden Boot. But I'm calling it now. Next season could be his year. It really could be. Quick look at the scouted players. Anybody that we want to keep an eye on. I mean, this guy looks all right. Tom Roth, Piniev. He's somebody that we've just looked at. Sky Vink. Jose Juan. Is he going to be the Juan? I don't think so. You look at those average ratings and you think, he's not actually that good, is he? Hugo Ayras. He looks decent. Oh my goodness, 20. Oh my God, look at those attributes. Those are quite disgustingly good. From Saint Etienne. Okay. Fair enough. But that is going to be the end of the season. We will be back tomorrow. Or maybe the next day. It depends if I can get all of the transfer window done. It is something that does take quite a long time, and depending on when it falls, it's quite difficult to get it all recorded. But I will try my best to get it out for tomorrow. The transfer special as we go into season 11 of the Journeyman. That is quite crazy, isn't it? 11 seasons of this save. We're nearing on 100 episodes as well, which is awesome. What a series. Yeah, what a series so far. And what a season. You know, a good performance in the Champions League, good performance in the FA Cup. Third again in the Premier League for the second consecutive season. You know, we're there now. I think this squad next year is going to be our best chance to win the league. Hands down. We were 9 points short this time. Would have only been 3 points short had that game against Liverpool not went as crazily as it did. Man City would have actually ended up being champions. So that was a big match in the season of Liverpool Football Club. So yeah. But there's a lot to look forward to next year. There's a lot to look forward to over the summer. I don't know that many of our players are actually coveted. You know, Mizogen is wanted by Tottenham. Peter Murray is a very coveted player. I don't think we'll sell him. Same with Cassadai. Nat Wallbank's wanted by Palace. Alvaro wanted by Aston Villa. Again, I don't see any of those really happening, if I'm completely honest. Ramadani, that was always going to happen. Yeah. Thiago Santos is one that interests me because he is getting worse and worse now. He is somebody I might cash in on over the summer because that was his worst season for a long time. It was actually his worst season ever at the football club, which is interesting. It is really interesting. I think he might be going. He's definitely declining, and I think Pilbeam is better. So that might be the first port of call. I'm looking at that wage and thinking might be time to go Thiago. But if you've enjoyed Season 10, if you've enjoyed this final episode, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more Football Manager videos. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.